different products to make this competition and fairly. This slide is, I want to give a little bit information about the universal service and digital agenda in Europe. This is quite relevant to next generation access. Like in the consultation of universal service, European Commissions provide 4 key questions, like how to involve the broadband or maybe high-speed broadband into universal service, and how this universal service can support European digital agenda's target. So we can see from these slides, European Commission already set very ambitious target, like maybe super fast broadband by 2010. It will be 50% European households should be very high over the 100 Mbps. So how they can assist each other, and generally we think universal service is very different with national digital strategy, but they can help each other to realize their target. And also, like, how to guarantee a European have a consistent approach, but in the same time to make a national flexibility to have this universal service. And the last one is most challenging. It means how this universal service, like this high-speed broadband, be financed in the future. This will change the current universal service financial systems. And also, like European Commissions mentioned, like state aid, like how they can use this state aid to support this universal service. So we believe if the European Commission and publish their recommendation, they give very, like the new this directive, give very clear approach on this universal service, and also will help the European to reach their target to cover the whole coverage of the Europe to realize this high-speed broadband. So Ovum is tracking NGA policy very closely. I just like to use 2 slides to give you some example of our products. One is we publish is NGA tracker policy and regulation. This is example of the EU file. We provide market 4 and 5 analysis. And apart from this market 4 and 5 analysis, we provide government announcement, national digital strategy, and also we provide spectrum update to fit this next generation mobile development. And also we track all the consultations in the market 4 and 5. So you can see from here, UK, they impose the VOLA and dark and pearl access. And also Spain introduced the dark access. Like France, they give this symmetric regulation-based law, and also they imposed the regulation on the France Telecom. Like Germany, they just finished this dark access and dark fiber access, and also they give this regulatory price excluded to the DTH network. So another slide is our the benchmark. It's called wholesale broadband access benchmark. We ranking the most countries for this wholesale broadband access. So we including local unbundling, the share access. We compare the fully local bonding and share access. And also we provide historical average fully local bonding monthly rental fee. And we also provide details and regulator access to DACs. Generally, we provide in the USD, TPP, and the Euro both. Here, I just very quick run through these another 3 slides to provide some country case studies. I chose these 3 countries because they're quite unique case for the next generation access regulation. The first is France. And France, apart from the law, they imposed the symmetric regulation. They imposed like this in the less density population areas. The operators should share the last mile because to promote these NGA networks in the rural area. Also, they recognize this very high cost investment in this infrastructure, so they will cut this cost very heavily. And also in the very densely populated zone, they impose this symmetric regulation and just share like in-building wiring. So they try to reach that target of the nationwide FTTH networks. For the UK, they just announced to use, the final statement in the last year, and to use these regulatory tools for the next generation access. The first, they introduced the VOLA because they think at the moment, because this use the whole technology from the it's very difficult to unbonding the single fibers. So they think use this can realize this competitive market for next generation access. But from the European comment, they think in the long term, if these barriers disappear, the Ofcom still need to introduce the fiber unbundling. And also for the they call physical infrastructure access, they impose the dark and the pole access on the BT. Also, they impose the sub-local unbundling remedy. So they think all these can compare each other to reduce these bottlenecks. The last one, I provide a Singapore case. So this is not European countries, but it is a very interesting, unique case because the regulator, they imposed the operation separation and the structure separation both. They think can use this separation can guarantee the access to fiber networks for all access seekers at the equivalent level. So I think so far I provide very quick review of our products and the basic review of the European levels. So thank you very much for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Wang, for your presentation. Дали има некои прашања по претходната презентација? Валете.
So 2 questions. The first one is how the regulator should stimulate investment in NGN, having in mind that we are speaking for the very huge investment with a very long payback period. If you want to develop some information society, just like your opinion. And the second is what is the influence of the wholesale regulated fees below the cost? Influence also on NGN investment and the regulation. What kind of impact could be from operators' point of view?
So I think the first question about my opinion about this NGA regulation. Just like I mentioned in my slides, for different markets, they have very flexible approach of this NGA regulation. So this most based the local market was this competition, the status or how to use these regulation tools can create fair competition in the market. So if I just like to talk like specific market, I mean, in my view, I think Ovum is quite good to impose this next generation access. Because we are independent research company, we just like apply our view like each regulator approach when the regulator introduce it, or maybe we recommend what kind of regulator approach. So why I think Ovum is quite a good approach, because when they introduce like these VOLA products, they quite understand VOLA is not very good the tool at the moment. What I mean for the long term for this like NGA regulation, but they already promised in the long term when these like barriers removed, they think the fiber unbonding is a very good approach in the future. And also the UK case, Ohrid, they use the function separation. They already show the evidence this retail market is quite competitive. I know that this function operation is discussed in many countries around the world. So I think like in the different countries, how you regulate the price of NGA is up to this whole market competitive status. I just give an example of the Ovum. What I mean like German case, most of us understand Germany is really quite like a regulatory holiday approach. So they cause a lot of this debate on this NGA regulation. So in my view, I think regulators should to be carefully think about how the regulation to impose in this area. So this another reason like European Commission's very flexible about approach at the moment. Like even like a cost modeling for the regulated price. I don't think European Commission give very strictly like this modeling. It's different with like just like you just debate on the mobile termination rate. So I think for this quite new technology, it creates the new regulatory problem. Regulators should be have to carefully think about it, and also like how to promote this investment to the regulator operators who deploy that NGA networks to try to move these NGA networks to as much as population as possible. I think this is most important for the European market.